Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about having your Mars in Scorpio in a natal chart, or Scorpio Mars, depending on how you say it. Same thing. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Mars placements in a natal chart. They're a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first up, well, Mars is connected with our energy and vitality. So having Mars and Scorpio in energy and vitality, the person can be very strong. The person may, do things that may, seem insurmountable for others. And, this is where a lot of the energy and vitality may also go into to sex and could end their intimate relationships. Keep in mind, Mars is in its dignity in Scorpio. It's a very good placement for it. And where the energy can go as well, a lot of it can be into transformation and empowering others. It could be battling crime, doing things, that are, it could be Scorpio related, which can include, could be locksmithing or psychology, or doing something with forensics or investigation. As some examples, getting to the bottom of things, investigating, mysteries, things of that nature. And the thing about, this as well, I mean, Mars in astrology is also associated with our drive and motivation. So people that have Mars in Scorpio, they may be very driven to empower others, to transform their lives, but also could be driven by power and control as well. And there may be certain drive and motivation to psychoanalyze others as well. And it could be maybe also just to have, intimate connections, things that are connections that are not superficial, ones that are deep and to good. And also the person may have, a lot of that drive and motivation, incentive to go beyond subterfuge, superficiality, go beyond the surface, and go beyond, barriers and facades that other people may have. And just to investigate in general, investigating mysteries could be something else that strongly drives and motivates people with this placement. Now, Mars is also connected with combat, confrontation, battles. So having this placement, these battles, any kind of confrontation may be done with a lot of passion, desire, and emotional intensity. This could be something too, where when you have this placements also really, there may be more disputes than the average person, regarding wills, inheritances, things associated with a shared resource situation. People that are in insurance or tax examiners, anybody that's in, some kind of Scorpio profession. It could even be somebody with billing or coding or a coroner. Say if a coroner, you feel that whoever is, whoever determines, like say a manner of death of somebody, there may be a dispute, more disputes over that, something of that nature than the average person would have. So anyway, now another thing about, Mars in astrology, it's associated with our enthusiasm. So people that have this placement in their chart may have a lot of enthusiasm, again, going in transformation, empowering others, motivating people to transform their lives, being resilient to bounce back from adversity. And also it could be just simply having that enthusiasm, that exuberance for things that are associated with Scorpio, whether it's shared resources situations, doing things associated with insurance, taxes, locksmithing, psychology, the occult, billing and coding. The occult can include astrology, doing, investigating mysteries, going beyond the surface in matters, anything that's Scorpio related. So those are some examples, and even recycling can be another example. Now, also too, Mars in astrology is connected, associated with sex and our attitude, would be our attitudes toward it. And naturally, having this placement, the sexual nature can be very exorbitant, very strong. And because you do have Mars in its dignity in Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign that, of course, is very sexual. Um, and it can be where, this person may, really want, deep connection. And it can be that provocative outfits can be something that is, an aphrodisiac for these people that have this placement. Sex may be, people that have this placement may have sex with a lot of, tremendous amount of passion, desire, emotional intensity, and may have a very, some cases they may even become obsessed with it. So it's important to keep that in mind if you have this placement. And another thing too, about having, this placement, people that have it may be very, secretive regarding, their sexual, their interludes, or, even if their encounters, they may want to keep a lot of that private. It may be done sometimes very sex may be done very surreptitiously, in some instances. Now, Mars is also, associated, with the sexual partner. So having this placement, the sexual partner, may actually be a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. The person may be somebody, that's, very secretive, probing, incisive, resourceful, even surreptitious. Maybe somebody that's very empowering, but can be vengeful as well. Jealous. It can be one or more of these people may be in a Scorpio profession. It could be somebody that's in insurance or working with tax examination, working as a coroner, a surgeon, forensics, or somebody that works in investigation, as some examples. And people may want, sexual. People have this place may want the sexual partner to be somebody, that's very deep, and not a person that, takes that's frivolous. Somebody that will take the connection, very, very seriously, um, and, person that, that is, really wants, an intense and deep, sexual connection. Also, too, Mars is associated with injuries and even surgeries. So when you have, this placement in your natal chart, there may be, stronger propensity, for injury, surgery that's connected with the colon, the prostate, the bladder, something with the reproductive system or urinary tract. It can be where, this person, may be more secretive regarding, say, surgical procedures they may have in general. It can be injuries, that are associated, something, from an accident or something that's associated with Scorpio, such as something, with a trash compactor or recycling bin, as some examples. And the thing about, this as well, when you have, Mars in astrology is also connected with anger. So the person that has Mars and Scorpio in their natal chart has to be guarded against, anger that's overly vengeful, getting back at somebody. It's not good to have, those feelings in your mind, and it can be too, where the anger can be very destructive, as well. And the thing is, but Mars, being, in its dignity, I'm sure there's a lot of constructive ways this person, can channel, their energy. It might be, through some one-on-one, competition or something, or some constructive manner in terms of transformation, such as their body. And could also, keep in mind too, Mars is also associated with one's actions. So a lot of the actions, may be done very, secretively, very surreptitiously, but done in a way which, actions too may also, be done in a way to drive others to be able to empower, others, such as, actions, where they can inspire others to do the same, things that are comparable to what Mars and Scorpio can do. As I stated before, the people that have this placement may have be able to do things that may seem insurmountable to others, and through the actions, the person may be able to inspire others as well to do comparable things. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.